Spotify released its year-end review this month, and the insight gained is alarming. Or maybe it's just me. 70 years ago this month, one of America's most famous boycotts started in Montgomery, Alabama. In 2025, are boycotts still the answer? Choosing a college is typically a family decision. Should the family overrule a full scholarship student, athletes? Should a family overrule a full scholarship student's athlete's choice? That's why parents get paid the big bucks to make difficult decisions. Then we close things out with the Robertson Report.
Welcome to my Mic Sounds Nice, a freestyle conversation about health, relationships, and culture. Once again, it's Tim in the building. Always glad to be here. Let's get it.
Welcome to my Mic Sounds Nice. This is Kev, aka Reggie Jacks, coming from the Bronx. What's going on, y'all?
My mic sounds nice. This is Aaron from Strong Island, as always. I love these dudes so much. We've been talking for an hour before the show.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like we said everything. No.
Because we just fam like that.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. And in spite of everything that happened an hour ago, we decided to still go on and do the show. So
here we are.
Yes.
All right. So you know what? We're going to jump right in.
Yep.
So just this past week, earlier this month, depending on when you listen at it, Spotify released its yearly Wrapped concept, where they kind of highlight all the things that you've done throughout the year. They started it years ago. Apparently, I think they said it was like an intern's idea to do something, and now basically all types of services are beginning to do this now, where and it's gives you some interesting insights. So I don't know what you guys came across. I know what I saw about me alarmed me. I felt bad about myself.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me ask y'all real quick. Do you think this is AI generated in any way? Or do you think that this is metric based or a combination of the two?
I think AI is metrics. I think there's.
No, I'm talking about just collating data without any AI. Like, hey, you listen to this song 17 times. We add up all of this song. Like something that just accounting based numbers.
Yeah, but I think I think data analysis and artificial intelligence are basically, two different sides of the same coin, because I think they both rely on one another, and I think this is nothing but just queries to find the basic information that you want about things. But I don't know.
I mean, the reason I ask it because of the listening age.
Well, I think that's a metric thing, right? Yeah. So, I start off on mine. So I checked my listening age, and I'm 78, y'all.
He found out he's about to die next week.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't got much time left. I'm 78. So I don't know how this happened.
So he got to choose the songs he listens to carefully, because every time he listens, it could be the last time he hears it.
It could literally be the last song. And the crazy thing is, my top genre is pop, rap, neo soul, Brazilian jazz. I listen to a lot of bossa nova when I work. Soul and R&B.
You do? Seriously?
Yeah.
Send me some hot bossa nova.
Yeah, man. That's my.
I'm serious.
No. I got bossa nova list for everything.
Okay. Do share. I'm trying to grow.
Yeah, I don't want to grow that quick.
I'm putting myself in the grave and messing around with him, right?
Next year, it just would be a tombstone. Listening age.
Yo,
you're gone.
To be honest, well, I'll just say this. According to Spotify, I got about 60 years left because my listening age is 21. I don't understand. I cram to understand. I just don't know. But 21. And my top genres are hip hop, Indonesian pop. Now I went to Bali earlier this year, and unless someone was stealing my phone, unless the cleaning lady was rocking out, when I when I was at the poolside. I don't understand that. Americana,
Yep.
R&B, and soul. I don't even know what Americana is.
That's why you're only 21.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm 26. So Amy and you are close in age, and what it said under mine, it said your listening age 26 since you were into music from the late 2010s, hints with a hint of nostalgia.
Wow.
So I'd say for me, which is interesting because I do pull up a lot of music that tries to gear towards my students. And so my students were coming up in the 2010s, teaching the undergrad course where most of my students are between 18 and 22. So that's crazy that the incoming freshman class was born in '07. So so for them, like Nicki Minaj came on the scene in like pre-K 3. Like just let that marinate for a moment. It's like I came to win, and I'm going to pre-K. So but yeah, so that was it. I was happy that my number one song or number one artist was a young man named Larizi from New Orleans, who I definitely was listening to his music a lot on Spotify. So
Share that with me too.
yeah,
I'm getting all the
will.
shit.
So,
Share everything.
yeah, shout out to the young boy Larizi. But yeah, so that was it. But it was interesting. But to your point, Kev, like Spotify in the past used to just give you a playlist. They used to just generate a playlist of your top 100 songs. But now it becomes what they call the Spotify Wrap. So they're adding more and more metrics and things, and then title and other ones are starting to follow suit. But it is a cool way to just kind of reflect on your listening habits, what you've been doing for the year.
What's your top album, Tim? I'm very interested.
Let me see. Let me check this out.
What's yours, eh?
My top artist was the top album, believe it or not, which I find strange. I Am the Drama by Cardi B.
Oh, okay.
My top 5 albums are I Am the Drama, Might Delete Later by J. Cole, Stakes is High, because I'm a De La dude, Tetsu and Youth by Lupe Fiasco, and Let God Sort Them Out.
Okay. Those were your top albums?
That was my top 5 albums.
Let me see mine. Kev, what was your top albums?
Very similar. Let me see. The Clips. Let me see. My top album. Says I listened to 22 different albums. My top album was Chance, Starline by Chance.
And so wait, okay.
Yeah, Ray live at the Montreux Jazz Festival. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Let God Sort Them Out, and then Saba from the Private Collection.
How do you see more than 5? I don't see more than 5.
No, that's all. I just gave you 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
that's the one thing I was going to ask y'all. Is there a way to see more than just what they show you in this?
I mean, it generated playlists for you. Like it says like, I listen to 225 different genres. I got 676 different artists I listen to.
The playlist gives you your top 100 songs based on listens.
Gotcha. Okay, because I created the playlist. I just haven't gone to it, but I clicked the button.
You clicked on it, yeah. So but my top 5 albums, I guess, based on listening, was Supreme Clientele 2. I really was into the Ghostface joint, I guess, more than I thought. Meet the Woo by Pop Smoke. Like it's crazy. Like it's one of those like guilty pleasures every once in a while. I feel like listening to drill.
Like the way that I talk. Yeah, no doubt.
It's like, oh my goodness. I mean, I miss any young person that was killed way too soon. I'm like, man, if this brother had a chance to grow.
I mean, I loved his voice.
Because his voice, like he had it. Like, oh my goodness.
He did.
And then number 3 was "We All Need Help" by Larizi, and then number 4 was "Welcome to Larizi" by Larizi, and then number 5 was "The Fallen Season" by Master Ace, and that's because he's turned that into a play, and I watched online the live reading of the play, and I was listening to the
Oh wow.
album over and over to get ready. So that's how it got there. So those are my
Can
top 5 albums.
can would I be able to find the play, or is just was it like a one and done type of thing?
It's been a couple of places. I think I may have a link. I'll share it with you.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
I love Master Ace is one of my all time most
Yeah,
underrated favorite artists. He
yeah.
never,
He just turned 59 too. Shout out to the big bro.
yeah, he's a
always
incredible artist.
regularly put out quality stuff, man.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I really needed that Crooklyn Dodgers, but but
So he basically took, because the album "The Fallen Season" is his autobiography going through high school,
got you.
and so then he took major themes from that and created a screenplay called "The Fallen Season."
All right, it's
And
cool.
so,
It's
yeah,
cool. I definitely need to check that out.
yeah. So the thought of taking albums and converting them into theater pieces, and me teaching hip hop theater was like, yeah, that was dope. So,
Mm.
yep.
Did you see this?
So, about how many minutes did y'all clock? I mean, I'm definitely a Spotify junkie, so
Yeah, you way over there. You way over me.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna be the least of the three of y'all.
He's what
'Cause I listen to a
total
lot of
total
satellite radio.
total minutes listened.
I'm 3,032 minutes listened.
I'm
I know
three
I'm gonna
thousand.
be
I'm 3,517
oh,
minutes.
okay.
for music, I am about 18,000.
Wow.
Yeah, you putting us to shame, bro.
For
Yeah.
podcast, I'm at like 55,000. I'm significantly down. I was in 100. I was in 100 and like 100 and change last year.
So you the type of person that like works and has like a pod playing in the background?
Yeah,
Type,
yeah.
type of thing.
I'm always listening to something. I'm always listening to music. Like I listen to like I find it strange at my age of 78 because I listen to all genres. Like I get into my heavy rock phases. I'm rocking out some Iron Maiden, some other stuff. Like I listen to all types of music, but clearly pop rap is my favorite.
What were your top songs? Not your top albums. What were your top 5 songs?
Those are some older songs. It's probably some of my contemplative music here.
My top 5 songs is "Look at Yourself," Larizi, "Hood Blues" by DMX. I just love the beat. The "Welcome to My Hood" remix, because that's on my Posse running playlist, along with Dipset "Anthem." That's on my Posse running playlist, and the "You Don't Know" remix, because that when I'm in my East New York Brownsville mood, MOP
No doubt.
just goes hard. So
For me, mine was "Can You Feel Me?" It's a real contemplative list. "Can You Feel Me?" Childish Gambino. "Like It Is," Vince Staples. "Last Time I Saw the Sun" from the Sinner soundtrack. "Fuel" from Black Thought, and "I'm Still Somehow," also another Black Thought.
I only had 230 minutes of podcasting. We do that. I gotta get my game up.
Ourselves, right?
I know. It's like,
and
wow.
and I also got 15 books right listened to.
I
I see. I listen to my books on Audible, but yeah, it's how is Spotify order the books? They got an extensive library.
Yeah, they do. So I try to you get 15 hours a month. So
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah,
Well,
my top songs, like I'm like I kind of like, huh? Uh so I'm trying to open this song up because I can't see what it is.
use your good eye.
It's Redman. The F is something else. H Trumpets, Hello by Cardi B, another Redman and Orange Juice Jones song, and then My Year by Beat Miners, which is De La Soul. I
You was
mean,
you was digging. Let me
Yo,
find out you was on some Funk Dr. Spock stuff though.
yo, I don't know y'all ever heard My Year by Beat Minus? It's a dope song.
Share it since we sharing with each
Yeah,
other.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
I,
So
I'm not up on the Red Man and Orange Juice Jones, but
But
uh,
that's old. That's from Redman's like
I
uh
saw you walking in the rain, Orange Juice Jones.
yeah. Yes.
That's the
shout
only
shout out
slow.
shout out shout out to Orange Juice Jones. I ain't
Yeah,
seen him in a minute.
I must say that's your man.
That's my guy, man.
I saw you.
That's
So,
my guy.
so instead of walking in the rain,
He had two. He had two great sons. He had two great sons. I would
Yeah,
definitely say that.
we're gonna walk away from this topic.
Yeah.
If you're on Spotify, share with us what your tops are. Share with us what your age is, and
Yeah.
yeah, and
But yeah, nah, real quick. It was the F Going On by Redman, and that's from his Muddy Waters 2 new album. No wonder it makes sense. I'm like, I forgot he had an album this year.
yeah, yeah,
Cause I'm like, I don't. It look cause if you look at the album cover, it looks like his 1990s album. So I
yeah.
assumed I was listening to
Or some
old Redman.
nostalgia. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right. That makes much more
but
sense
that's
to me
also
now.
because even for me, I listen to Supreme Clientele 2 more than I listen to Supreme Clientele 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So there were a number of artists that we listened to in our heyday when we were closer to our listening ages, with the exception of Kev, uh,
Yeah.
who's come out with new music in 2025. So
Yeah, I
you
don't
Yo,
know,
this was a
understand.
great year. Before we go, this was a fabulous year for artists. I'll call them legacy acts, for lack of a better word.
40 plus.
40 plus. This was a phenomenal year. I hope it's not a one off. I hope it's
Yeah,
not just stars aligning. I hope that this is proof of concept that if you still
yeah,
got
it,
it,
yeah. Because
because
it's a way to capture it, like, for because honestly, this year was a great year for artists who were over 40, and all of them on the low end have more than 25 years experience in the business.
yeah, if you listen to real quick, you listen to Eric Sermon's Dynamic Duo new album.
Yeah,
Chuck D has a song on there which he probably sounds the best he sound on recording in 15 years. EPMD kills it on there. Meth and Red got a song on there which they kill it. Salt and Pepper got it close to album. They got a song on there where they kill it. It sounds like Eric wrote it, but even that. So and then there's Dog Pound and other people, but Chuck standing out, EPMD still having it, Red and Meth still sounding
Red and Meth.
yeah, like there's no drop off in skill.
Yeah,
So I just
they
wanted
st-
to,
yeah they decided to get healthy, and
yeah,
and they and it increased their vocal capacity.
yeah,
But
yeah, exactly. It's like my lungs work now.
yeah, you'd be like, wait a second, breathe in and breathe out. I could do respiration too. So,
Yeah,
but no, it's been a good year.
yep,
You know, and even though we're just talking about Spotify, but so much of what we just shared. Shout out to Mass Appeal. Shout out to Nas. Uh,
yes,
Looking forward to December 12th. What a way to end the year, because that might adjust our Spotify. That might bring Kev's age down.
Yeah, my age definitely. I mean, I'm cabin in the sky, but I'm looking at some of my playlists. I got this one playlist. It's called Unmelanated Bops.
Wow.
So it's got Journey,
See,
Queen, Phil Collins.
yeah, that's why you're 78. All right. Take us out to the next topic.
Ooh.
Woo.
All right.
What else we got?
What else we got? All right. So boycotts. 70 years ago this month. 70 years ago this month in Montgomery started the Montgomery
Yes.
bus boycott. Probably one of America's most famous boycotts, which eventually, led to them desegregating the bus lines, even though it was like 6 or 8 months after Board of Education, Brown versus the Board of Ed, where that Supreme Court case was won. But still, it still took another 10, 15 years for the
Yeah.
segregation to really take hold.
The boycott,
desegregation to
yep,
take
the
off.
boycott was 381 days.
Right. 381 days where they had to do planning, they had to figure things out, they had a definite goal of what they wanted. They wanted the buses to no longer be segregated. They went out with their plan, they started busing each other together, creating their own bus lines.
Uber,
Yes, creating the first,
Uber and Lyft
yes, creating Ubers and Lyfts.
hijacked the blueprint that was set up by the bus boycott.
And and they achieved their goals. We've had boycotts throughout the years, continually going on. Whether it was South Africa, we had international boycotts, we had nationwide
Yeah,
boycotts, and the question is
sanctions or whatever. Yeah,
sanctions, all types of things. And we're starting to wonder, like, what role do boycotts play in 2025? Are they still effective? And one of the reasons we brought this to mind is because we recognize that we're coming up on, Target. Target has been in the news all year because of the black boycott against Target for their
10 months.
for the past 10 months for them dismantling the DEI. And I know we initially had a conversation when it first started. I know we definitely have some thoughts around that and the boycott. So
yeah.
I'll just leave it there.
Yeah. I have not. My wife and I, we have not purchased anything from Target since February 1st. It's interesting because when it happened, when you make the decision, you're like, yo, bet, I'm with it. And we've grown, I'll say for me, grown so accustomed to convenience. And actually, as those types of stores, a Target is the closest to my house. So all of those, like, oh, if I need it, just run to Target. And now it's like, but in my mind, me saying, and thinking of another way to go or going without it is incomparable to what our ancestors was doing in the 50s. But the end game is not really clear. So this seems more so punitive because of a decision they made, whereas that bus boycott in Montgomery, and not that we're trying to compare the two, but we're just using that one in Montgomery, where it was a very clear, we are not going to utilize your services until you allow people to sit anywhere on the bus and respect us and things like that. For this situation with Target, I don't know when would it be okay for me to go back to Target. And I'm saying this for me because I know y'all have your own opinions and we want to talk about that. Like, I don't know what victory looks like.
Yeah.
Or, and I really mean that, not trying to simplify it, but I really don't know what victory looks like. And the last thing I'll say, because I have such a close relationship with a high school in the Twin Cities, and that's where Target's home base is, and that's where George Floyd was murdered. And I know how it impacted the students that I work with as well as the adults. So there was a connection to the community that gave me an extra layer of solidarity. But honestly, I don't even know if they're doing it. Like the people that I know who live in Minneapolis and St. Paul. So yeah, I don't know what the end game is. So yeah.
Kev?
I too I've not been as solid in my boycott of Target. I've definitely stayed out of Target for the most part. I've probably made, maybe in these past 10 months, maybe 4 purchases out of Target. Sometimes I definitely do forget. Now for me, Target also is the closest. I don't really travel by car. Target is right off the train stop to my house. Target is right next to the gym.
Near your
But
house. The operative part of this,
yeah,
near my house.
near their house. So it's definitely been adjusting, where rather than going to Target, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm going to order this from Amazon. So you just got to plan another day or two ahead. I don't know if I'm feeding another beast, starving one beast and feeding another,
Another
probably.
beast. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm really not clear on the goals. It's probably not, in my opinion, probably not the best idea in the world. But I know Aaron really got real strong opinions on that, so I'm not going to step on my
And A, before you set it off, as you were just speaking, Kev, and just even thinking that so much of this was around Target getting rid of their DEI, and they were in the forefront of doing that, that I can say for me, I've just been consistent in not spending money at Target.
Right.
I haven't purchased from the black businesses that their stuff got moved out of Target, because most of the ones that I learned about as people were bringing this to light, I wasn't purchasing from them when they were in Target. So I probably just gave Aaron a lob for him to really dunk it. But in full transparency, as you were just saying it, I just really realized that it's like you said, that my money has gone to other beasts. My money's gone to Amazon or Walmart. I didn't go to a black business, whereas in Montgomery, they wasn't switching and then going to the white bus company on the other town. Like so. But go ahead, A. I just wanted to lay it down.
I think it might be, my feelings might be a little bit different than you guys think.
We're only going from our pre-meeting.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying I have all the respect in the world for you and your wife and you, Kevin, and your family making the decision to say, hey, this means something to me, and I'm not going to spend my money here. I think everybody has the right to do that, and I respect the heck. And I know how intelligent and well thinking you and Vanessa are, Tim. So I have no problem with that at all. I guess my ire would be with the people who felt that we needed to boycott Target. And the reason I feel like this is because if we have corporations and they either do good works or bad works, and we have a corporation that does good works largely because of the George Floyd incident. But even in that situation, do they really have to get involved? But fine, they're involved. We get a maniacal president, with all due respect, or someone who's using their power in ways that we've never seen before, asking people to capitulate and kiss the ring and get rid of policy that they don't believe in, or you will be penalized. And Target in that environment folds as other corporations, law firms, entertainment companies, everyone is folding. Universities, everyone is folding. The only people that we can say that haven't folded was Harvard. So everyone folds. Is it fair that we turn our ire to Target as opposed to
But I think Target changed course before the president. Target repealed theirs before the president started coming with all of that nonsense.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
Because that was because the first, like, the push was coming that we're going to start this February 1st.
Yeah.
Trump didn't get in until January 20th.
Yeah, but
the rhetoric was popping.
Yeah, that's what I'm
beforehand.
saying.
But I'm just saying that, like, Target jumped out the furthest during the pandemic in their support of black businesses, and then they backed out first. But I think the ire is going to Target because they didn't fulfill what they said they were going to do.
Yeah, and all I'm saying, Tim,
that they'd have been better off not saying anything.
What the protest ultimately does is says to corporate America, don't ever try and help black business because you will be punished.
No, I think it's saying if you're going to say something, then do it.
That's what the message we'd like to send. But what the message received by corporate America is that this isn't worth it. This has affected my share price. I could have sat on the sideline with George Floyd, not done anything, not said anything, not tried to support marginalized communities, and I would be just fine right now. I'd be Walmart. And Walmart is tremendously worse for any American than Target could ever be.
I I I hear you on that. And I think in the I guess in the micro version, that's how it looks. But you to me, you got to look at this like through the full context of what business is, right? And business have going on the Gordon Gecko, greed is good, right? 1970, Milton Friedman, famous economist, wrote an article, said the social responsibility of a business is to increase profits.
Yes,
That's all they do.
yes.
Anything that they do from the business perspective, I'm not talking about a foundation, something that's separate of the business. Anything that they're doing is in an attempt to increase profits. So they did it, they stepped out. They might have felt a little social responsibility, but ultimately you step out in order to increase profits. McKinsey did a report probably like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, where they talked about the entertainment industry is losing $10 billion, up to $10 billion. I don't know if it was a year, $5 billion a year, some several $1 billion, just because of how they interacted with the minority community as far as creating entertainment and things for them. So they're always just trying to make money.
No,
And
I agree with that.
so to me, yeah, you're punishing him. Are they probably the best target? Are there probably better people to target? Absolutely, there are. I'm sure, but ultimately, they're going to step out again if they feel it's going to get them money, and that's the
Well,
only
I
reason. That's the only reason they're going to step out to begin with. And the things
well,
that they did,
I
and
also
the
no.
things that they did that they offered to put people in better positions. Some of those companies and corporations had to pay for those things. They had to
I
pay in ways, and it wasn't a full. It wasn't the full embracing of the community to give the underrepresented entrepreneurs an opportunity that was presented, which is why they caught some of the backlash.
fine, but I also think that in their business model of hey, we're going to promote minority businesses and things of that nature, I really think there was a shift in the zeitgeist. I really think in America, and I don't care what y'all say, but it's when they told Drew Brees to shut up. That's when it started. That corporate America felt like this country is changing, and our corporate approach should maybe be different. I to my heart believe that, and I think Target probably felt that hey, representing minority communities should be part of how we conduct business in the future, and we can make money selling those products if those products are good also. But I think there has always historically been, hey, we're not promoting black businesses or minority businesses because the leaders at the top are not thinking about those companies. So they always could have made money promoting black businesses. They always could have had independent black hair products and clothing and things of that nature and sold those things and have always been successful doing it, but they never considered it. They never considered that, hey, this can possibly work. And I think in the mix of all of that protest and change in the country, we were having conversations that we never had before. So I think it was almost a hey, it's a new corporate time and the way we do business should be different. So I don't think it was necessarily, hey, let's exploit this and we're gonna be the only one to promote black businesses because we're gonna make money. I think it was, hey, we need to turn the page. It looks like in this country we need to turn the page. And we were gonna turn the page, but we got a serious backlash by some people and they completely stopped things in their tracks. But we were headed to a new perspective, a new place on earth.
I don't think so. I think that Like I said about
You got to go back and you got to be thinking
like I'm
2019.
hold on, bro. I'm thinking. I'm going back and like I said about Daniel Jones. I think that people return to the norm. I think that most of any business that was talking that talk, while some of them may have believed it because of their corporate governance, it was all about profit. The
Oh,
move,
we're not disagreeing.
the move was profit, and the move away from it is also profit based because there's a certain community, there's a certain segment that decided that we're boycotting. We don't want to deal with these stores. You guys have certain things in these stores that we dislike, whether you're promoting DEI, whether you're promoting underrepresented entrepreneurs, whether you're doing pride clothes for children, or all of these different things. So I'm saying everything is
And what
always
is that
profit.
part of, Kev? All of that is part of the pushback to what I'm
But
saying to
but
you.
it's always profit. So they're not anything that any move that they do is going to be profit related.
I've never disputed that. The first thing I said is you're right. That's not my argument. My argument is that we were headed for a new world in how you looked at things. So you got more representation in movies. You got companies like Target doing what they were doing. You got DEI programs. We were headed for a new world.
Because people
And the
want
reason that we are not in that new world
because people don't want
it's because there was a backlash from those who want the white supremacist racist power structure that we were living in to continue. And it took a lot of heavy lifting to stop that. And
But
we're
they did it.
still
But
and
they
we're
did
still
it.
in it.
To,
We're
to
still
me,
in
to
it.
me, to me, they did the heavy lifting and looking around like, hey, oh, yo, there's money over here. There's money outside, as my kids would say. And they went to the block where there was money. And they and and then it turned out that this money comes with some repercussions. There's a certain segment that's gonna boycott us. So now we got to move away.
But
And
my
now
point is
so so
you
so
wouldn't
so
have
to me
to.
so to me they're always going it's always going to return to the norm. It's never going to be corporations are never going to lead us in anything social.
You're missing my point, Kev.
No,
It's
no,
not a
no. My point is that America was always going to return to its norm.
I-
So
that
I think the piece where we're hearing, and in this context, I agree with what you're saying, Aaron, and maybe is level of being naive or overly hopeful. There was a small moment where it felt like it was going to be a new norm. To what you were just speaking about, Kev, that everybody goes back to the norm. And if you're looking at after like so because that was the rush, but there because the investment in the black community, the investment in representation was proving to be so profitable, it made you feel like, oh, regardless if your intent may not be pure, if we both caking up, okay, let's cake up. But behind the scenes, Project 2025 is cooking, and then they push for not a return to the 2019 norm. They want to push back to the norm of your Spotify listening age.
They want the 1919 norm.
And so that's where
yeah. And see that, and that's my
you get the point. The point. That's what I was hearing for what you were saying.
no,
Like
no,
that.
and yeah, and see, to me, Kev, what I was trying to sum it up. First of all, I don't think that you always return to the norm because I think society is a thing that grows and change can occur in time. So the fact that we had to return back to this equilibrium of where we were, I don't think that was always going to happen. And it took Project 25 and a huge heavy lift to make what has happened happen. And the reason I point all that out, and the reason I'm not arguing about your corporate greed, is because the ire to me should not be against the corporation, but the heavy lifting that was done to stop all of this in its tracks. Because without that, we don't have a Target having to make corporate financial decisions. So to me, my ire has never been with Target.
What's the heavy lift? Who's doing the
What
heavy?
I'm
What's
saying,
the
the
heavy
project,
lifting?
project 2025, the getting rid of DEI, using all these terms to
Okay, I
make
got you. I
the
got you.
world that we had
The
seem
attack,
crazy.
the attack on
Yes.
CRT, the banning of books,
Yes.
So for you,
systems.
I understand what you're saying. I totally get that and understand it. And I don't mean to. How do I put this? I think throughout American history, you talked about this equilibrium or dynamic equilibrium where we grow, and then we contract, then we grow, we contract, and then we get larger and larger over time. Every time that there has been a rapid push of rights in America for Black people, there's been a
The
quick
counter.
Oh,
a,
absolutely.
a quick return. So to me, this is the norm. It happened when they stopped when they stopped slavery. I mean, when they stopped being able to
Fair
bring
points.
slaves in. Then when we have the Civil War, we got radical Reconstruction. Oh, here comes the Ku Klux Klan. Then we got Black people in getting federal jobs in the early 1900s. Woodrow Wilson, bam, nope, we're
Yeah.
not doing that no more. I'm killing that. Then we got we got rights. We got World War II. We got people like my father joining the service doing this, all this. Oh, we come out. We got the civil. I mean, we got the GI Bill. Oh, it's not going to work for y'all. It's only going to work for them. Constantly. So every time we get rights, we talked about when we started talking about the boycott.
Obama.
We talked Obama. We talked about Montgomery bus cap started in 55, Brown versus Board of Education, 55. Schools weren't segregated till another 10, if not 15 years later. Here
You
in the
mean
80s,
integrated? They wasn't
integrated.
integrated for another 10 years.
Here in Yonkers, we're talking about in the 1980s, 1990s. In Boston, I don't know if I don't even know if it's happened yet.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that all of these things,
That's
every
next
time
year.
we get this, every time we get these rapid things, it continually comes back. So that's the norm that I'm talking about.
No, Kev, and you know what? I love history, and I just got to say, bravo, you 100% right.
That was the intellectual Reggie Jacks. You see,
Yeah.
there's an
That's what
angry
happens when
Reggie
you're 78.
Jacks.
When you're 78 years old, you got history.
No doubt, because he was there.
Let me ask y'all this question.
He wa-
Ask y'all the question before we move. Then we can move on.
Yes.
Do you think where the Montgomery boycott had clear intention and achieved a result? We had Colin Kaepernick and his kneeling, and in fairness to him, I don't think he meant to start a movement. I think he just was doing his personal thing.
Well, he wanted to start a discussion,
He wanted
which
to start
is not a movement. But
yeah,
yes, I'm
yeah.
just saying that was his goal.
But it became
Yes.
a movement.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And it became a movement without really a end line, a goal line like Montgomery. Tim, you talked about Target, and it's like, yo, I'm in this, I'm practicing it, I'm living it, but I also don't know what the end line is.
Yep.
Do you think that in the times that we live in, that is harder to make an end line? Do you think we're strategically making mistakes by not having end lines?
I'll answer quickly, and then Kev, you could wrap this segment. I think it becomes there's a need for it, but it becomes much more challenging when you are talking about doing something on a national level because we're not a monolith. I believe part of what made Montgomery very successful, it was one locale, and there was, pun intended, one target.
Okay.
The bus company.
Okay.
And so when you were making, and this is me just guesstimating, when you're having those meetings, you're able to storytell, and everybody there probably had a Montgomery County bus story that made them say, yes, I'm with this.
Okay.
Now, when you're opening this up, just honestly, the three of us, and the last thing I'll say, it wasn't a protest, but the three of us, there might have been some others of my crew there, but I remember on October 15th, 1995. The three of us stood on the grounds of that mall and recited back and forth one of the greatest call and responses I've ever heard. Yeah. And I'm saying this as a minister who believes in Christ, and I'm not comparing the two.
Yeah.
There was a unification in that moment with people coming from all walks of life.
All beliefs or lack of belief.
That I've never felt.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could have protested that day for whatever the end game would have been, and you would have had 1 million like I'm ready.
Yeah.
But the end game for that was us walking from that mall, committing to being better in our communities.
Yes.
And I can say for me personally, my whole career shifted in part from that day in 95.
Yeah. Yeah. And to be honest, I can say as your friend, and not kissing your butt, but you've upheld your end of the bargain.
Yeah. So yeah. So
Kev too.
Yeah.
I'm a little shaky, but
definitely not.
That's because A low key has been down with the heavy lifting that he just was talking about.
Been writing Project 2025 memos in my back.
But it's so much more difficult now because you're trying to do things on a national scale. It's also so difficult because now you think about
the NFL wasn't national.
No, but the NFL.
Well, it was. In some ways, it was.
In some ways, it was. But the NFL to me was a clear example. It's like, okay, what's the end game?
Yeah, and do with a lack on.
Because then when people were like, okay, I'm boycotting the NFL, I was like, whoa.
You got to have a better reason than that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like,
Can we go back to the meeting? Can we
be like, I wasn't a Cat fan, but it's like we like who seconded that motion? I ain't vote.
He ain't that good a quarterback.
Be like, I didn't get a vote. Be like, so
like I missed that meeting. Hold on, y'all went too far.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kev?
I think that boycotts definitely are useful. They've changed things in society for years. We've watched many major ones across our lives, and just even before we were born. I just think it has to be targeted. I think one of the issues with social media, so many people can kind of start the groundswell of something, but it might not necessarily be as well thought out and planned to have a clear objective. And I think anything that doesn't have a clear objective, at any point you could be like, okay, we're here.
Yeah. And you get too many people talking. And they'd be like, I don't like you. So even if what you're saying is correct, I don't like you. So
like the one thing I will say, and I definitely agree, rather than worrying about necessarily boycotts, we need to come up with a real strategic plan, our own Project 2025, the blackening or whatever.
And see, I think like
that's where, to me, that's where our effort needs to be in policy.
There was something close to that, because remember for a number of years, Tavis Smiley used to have that convening and come out with the State of the Black Union. And that was supposed to be addressing a lot of those issues. So like, I feel, and we may get attacked for it, but that's cool.
And that was it.
And
I mean,
we lost the agenda. We
definitely lost the agenda. I say this, full transparency. I used to work for the nation's largest Black political think tank, the Joint Center for Political and Economic Studies.
Shout out to the Joint Center for hiring our boy when he was lost.
When he was,
this is before he got educated and went into education.
I got educated. Yeah. Shout out to the Joint Center for barely paying me. Yes, but you know what?
It's like, we're giving you the opportunity to think.
Yeah. Shout out to the Joint Center. When my first time working, they said, all right, we're gonna do our annual reports. I was like, okay, best. I go to the computer. They're like, nah, go over here. They put me to an empty table. It's like, you're gonna cut and paste. They gave me some scissors and some glue. We had to cut open the paper.
So it was legit cut and paste.
It was legit cut and paste. I was like, right at that moment, I was like, oh, that's what that means.
It's like not right click, drag.
I went right to the computer. She was like, "No, here." I was like, what in
Oh,
the world? But yeah,
yeah. At least when we was in HUD together, Kev, we had
at
computers.
least we had computers.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
but all right, moving on.
yeah.
Now that
So
we're
so
moving away from
Kev,
our
me and
poor
you,
choices.
yeah, me and you will expect Target gift cards for the holidays from Aaron,
Yeah. Yeah.
because he's in
Yeah.
the store. He's in the store heavy.
He's in the store
No,
heavy.
yo, I both of y'all
Even so,
started. Both of y'all started with how you have been shopped at Target,
mhm.
and I had planned when I started to say, "Well, me and my wife are in Target every week." Yeah, we pull up. We do the order. We pull up to Target, and
Oh, you hitting the mobile parking
in
space
the
and they
mobile
bring
park.
it to you?
Yes.
Like, oh, so you got the app. Oh God.
We
Yo,
heavy, we heavy at BJ's and Target like
yo,
that,
that's
man.
that's
Oh,
love.
Yo,
Shout
that's
out,
hilarious.
no, but
shout out to Michelle.
I
So
will say this. No,
when I dropped Kyle off real quick, when I dropped Kyle off for college, we we didn't go. We purposely stayed away from Target. We went to Walmart instead. For that big.
see, they are like the devil's devil to me. But like, I will say this. Like, I think like Tim and Vanessa are the perfect example of a couple who sat down and really discussed this. I don't know about you and Sean, Kev, but I just get that vibe from Tim and in his talking that, hey, this couple have decided we're gonna spend our dollars this way, in a unified way, and this is what we're gonna do. I think some people, it was virtue signaling,
Yes.
and they didn't stay very long in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Without a doubt.
I mean,
That's all.
there's always going to be a certain percentage of that in any movement.
But I mean
Yeah.
a lot,
Yeah.
because
Well,
only because of
I
the
don't.
internet, only because we live in the times of a lot of virtual signaling.
Oh yeah, I mean, like some people saying they doing it and still going to Target. I mean,
Did
that's
you and Sean have the discussion, Kev, or was it a couple thing? Like, I
uh
get that vibe from Tim when he said that.
not. I mean, not necessarily a couple of things. Like she ain't going. All right, I ain't going. All right.
Okay,
Yeah, now
Okay.
Vanessa and I spoke. Yeah.
yeah,
So
I,
a
I
to your
got I
point,
got that vibe. Yeah,
you were right.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going on. Recently, there's this young man, Legend Bay. He's a high school senior. I can't remember what state he's in, but he's a 4-star wide receiver recruit, and he wants to go to Ohio State. Ohio State recruited him. He was all ready to sign, and Tennessee also recruited him. If you're familiar with college with high level Division 1, there's an NIL package, name, image, and likeness, where people get paid money to go to attend to certain schools. I'm sure as a wide receiver, he's probably going to get at least for a couple $400,000 or $500,000 a year or so, somewhere kind of in that range for
And,
each
and
position.
and and Kev, just to add another caveat to our listeners while you're running this out,
Hmm.
right now, being a wide receiver, in particular at Ohio State, is one of the hottest positions to be in the country.
Oh,
Just
and for the last
I'm just saying
seven, no, just so
in
Yeah,
this season,
yeah.
just in this time span, the wide receivers who have come out of Ohio State, if I'm a wide receiver and they want me, I'm there. But go ahead. I just wanted to
Yeah,
give
yeah,
that
yeah,
extra
it's like USC. They
piece.
used to call running back tailback U.
Exactly.
Penn State was
Or
known
like
for
Penn State with
linebackers.
linebacker
Yeah,
you
like
like
yeah. And I'm just
this is
saying,
the premier place to be for a wide receiver.
in the last 5 to 7 years, the amount of
yes.
Ohio State wide receivers, and I only say that because it makes your point even bigger, Tim.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
they have been a wide receiver
Factory.
machine. Like,
Yes.
you were gonna go to NFL if you go play wide receiver for
If
them.
Like
if
if you
you're
can get on the field.
successful, if you can get on the field and
Yep.
play and be wide receiver 1 or 1A at Ohio State, you're
Yep.
getting drafted
Right.
no later than early second round.
Yep.
Yeah. So
So
go
so
ahead.
so anyhow, right? So the young man, that's where he wants to go. His family decided, nope, we like Tennessee. From my understanding, Tennessee opened a higher package, NIL package, and the young man was 17. He's not 18 yet, so he can't legally sign a contract. So it came to decision day last week, and his decision day table had Ohio State all over it. Mom and family was there, had conversations, meetings, and reluctantly he wound up signing with Tennessee.
And his name is Legend Bay.
His name is Legend Bay.
Um,
So then the next day, then we
he's
find
from
out
Texas, Kev. So
he's from Texas. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah. So then the next day we find out there's some drama. He's saying he's not going to go to. He doesn't want to go to Tennessee. His family took over his social media, so they're probably going to log him out of everything. So it's become one big mess, all because the young man was not 18, so he couldn't legally sign. And yeah, so that's kind of where we are. So we kind of got into the discussion of, a lot of us are people are preparing, sending their child off to college or have sent their kid off to college, and it's always a difficult decision. At what point do parents have the right to just say, "No, you're going here"? Particularly for this young man, when they're not paying. He's getting money. He's not.
Yeah.
The family's not even paying. He's receiving the money.
Yeah. He's signing and be able to take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an article online about whether or not he actually even signed the paperwork, because his mother went down to Tennessee by herself to pick up the paperwork. So there's even questions on whether or not, she forged the signature.
So it's like at 17, you can't sign for yourself, but can mom sign on your behalf?
Yeah. and they say, there's rumors that he's locked out of his own Instagram, that his family is running it.
Wow. Yeah, he tweeted that. He's like, I'm probably going to get locked out. I think that, probably how it's going to play out once he turns 18 in the next couple of weeks. I'm sure Tennessee is going to release him.
You think they'll release him if he doesn't want to?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they'll look crazy if they don't.
Yeah. Now the question is that spot still there at Ohio
at
State?
Ohio State? That's really that's really the biggest domino that has to fall.
Ohio State will take him.
But he's kind of like, okay, we're going to take you, but that spot that we had for you,
yeah, we kind of got somebody else for that
spot.
There's some different competition.
There was another 4-star who was.
And is he gonna play? He gonna play wide receiver because he played quarterback in high school, but that stuff doesn't matter.
I'm not sure. I saw one place quarterback and I saw another place wide receiver, but it's.
That could be bothering him. Maybe Tennessee wants him as wide receiver, and Ohio State was like, "We'll see."
Yeah.
Who knows? Here's the one thing I will say. Right, I had a friend that went and played some places, and he had a pick of schools to play for, and I remember in my head I thought he should have went to Arizona because Arizona was big. He was a decathlete, and he was a star football player. And Arizona from the 60s, 70s on was known as a big, like the decathlon school. Reggie Jackson was a big decathlete there and other people. He wound up not doing there. He wound up going to Clemson and then transferring to Alabama, playing. But, and that decathlon thing never really jumped off. So I could understand why, looking from the outsider's perspective, and you want something to look a certain way, you want, like you're kind of thinking long terms that a young person might not necessarily see. But so I get a parent wanting to wield their influence, but this doesn't necessarily sound like that.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Tim.
No, I was just going to say, I just think that it becomes more and more complex as a parent to offer support without taking the total decision-making process away from the child, because the decision that you make to go to college now, at least to me, feels more weighty than when we were making the decision almost 40 years ago. I think we were like, it was like, yo, that's dope, you're going to college. Like, and it was, the difference was like, yo, whether you're staying at home or going away, and because I know in my hood, I had to tell people about Howard. Like people didn't really know.
Yeah.
You think, and so
I
this
mean,
is
I thought it was a
before,
man's name. Like, huh? What?
like this is before social media and all of the things. Like, yo, I know I wasn't the only person that thought Georgetown was a black school because everybody on the basketball team was black. The Georgetown starter jackets was like the hottest joints out.
the head coach was
The,
black.
the head coach, John Thompson's black. I'm like, yo, everybody's black. I'm not paying attention to the crowd.
Yeah.
We was watching television on 19-inch TVs back then. I don't think you saw the crowd. So, but now it's you got to be at the right school at the right time and the major and the network and all of those things. So that decision seems to carry so much more weight. That is it too much for a 17-year-old to figure it out on their own? But then we are in 2025 and you still got some young people that are still first generation college. So then you really got parents who may not fully understand or can appreciate the nuances of the process, but yet they are still playing that parental role. So I just think there's a lot of education that has to go around in totality. And you're adding in money.
Yeah.
My mom played a role in my college decision in part because she was paying.
Yeah. I mean, I think you bring up a key point and the most touchy point. This is a decision in which the parents have to fork out money. And
Yeah.
I think that matters. And he could easily at 18 get his own job and start his own life. So, or join the military. He can make decisions that are life and death decisions in a few months. So if you're a parent that doesn't have any financial obligation, should you allow your child to go to where they want to be the most happy? And even if they're making a mistake, let's say Tennessee going to pay him twice as much NIL money, but he wants to go to Ohio State. Is that not his mistake to make?
Yeah. I'm just going to take it a little further,
especially with the portal. If he feels it's a mistake,
portal,
transfer.
Yeah. I think families, whether your child is an athlete or not, we always kind of deal with this as far as when it comes to college. Like sometimes everything works out with the money, the package, the acceptance, everybody's happy. I think that kind of worked out for us. It was 100 years ago. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So families, sometimes you have to make a decision. Right now, families are, December 15th, in 2 weeks, you're going to start getting these early decision applications in, whether you're an athlete or not. And then kids, families are going to have to make the choices and decisions around what college they want to go to. And the parents do play a role in it. To what extent the role should be different. I think if your child has worked hard, has been this athlete, and obviously you played a role in that. Well, possibly you played a role in that. I've definitely seen some things, but a lot of parents just aren't aware.
Yeah, some people was like, situation. Yo, get away from your parents as far as you can.
Yeah.
I'll take you.
Michael Vick stayed home at Virginia Tech, because he wanted to stay close to his family. Some people want to go to California if the family lives in New York.
Because of the family.
It's different. Because of the family. It's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad for the young man. I think parents should guide their children at 17. But if a child really, 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 really wants to go someplace and you don't have a financial stake in it, now if you have a financial stake, you'll be like, yo, son, this $50,000 is different than that $35,000. Yeah. I can't do that 50. I can't do this 35.
Way, but it's another way.
Yeah.
And also and we I'd say have been blessed. Even Aaron, you and your wife having a nephew that, for all intents and purposes, you're participating in rearing them. Kev, you and I have children that we sent off to college. None of us have been in a position where our child's college decision was going to be for our financial benefit beyond, oh, if you get a scholarship, that saves us money.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that there are some, as we're talking and we do our best to try to be principled, then we would hope that these principles would carry regardless of the situation. But I just felt we don't know what it's like to have a 17-year-old
Looking
that
at
on
$500,000 a year.
that on signing day you literally can change the financial stability of your entire family that day. Like I don't know how that plays out. Like you said, that it's like that Wednesday when that pen is $500,000.
Yeah. And I'm
You know.
sure it's tough. And, for a 17-year-old kid, you feel a tremendous
level of
the
responsibility
level of responsibility.
and weight because
now I know, like for me, I'm sure for you, Tim, you'd be like, nah, make the choice for you. Like I'm gonna be all right. But not everybody raises their kid like that.
I mean, not everybody raises their kid like that, but the kid also they'll get, whether we're raising them like that or not.
Yeah, they'll know.
The kid, like your children know, like Aaron, your nephews, that they know. Yeah. Like I think sometimes the young people are very perceptive whether the parents are laying out all the bills and the lack of income or not, because I've talked to a lot of young people, even some students at Howard, who are almost feeling the guilt because they're not home supporting, where none of us was in Drew Hall talking about, I got to make this move so I can make sure my parents are good. None of us.
I think the adults often forget, kids are experts at looking at adults, reading adults, and understanding adults. That's all they do.
They just don't know how to read themselves.
Yeah, they go to school for 7 hours a day, 180 days a year, and that is all they do is look at adults and read adults. They are experts in it.
Yeah. I mean, now the analysis might not be great.
Oh no. Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah. I know the playbook, coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know strategy, but I got the playbook down.
They'll look at a teacher and be like, oh, this teacher has no classroom management. Boom, spot on. They'll know before a principal. They pick it immediately.
Yeah.
Now their next step is now I'm gonna act a fool.
Yeah.
To
your point, what they do with the information shows their age.
Yeah, I was such a different student, man. I walked in the classroom. I wasn't trying to read the teacher. You were the teacher. You had your authority. I was giving it to you, and I was following you, and I wasn't giving you no lip.
I told you, my geometry teacher, he said, look, some of y'all don't want to be here, so just don't come. I'm not going to report you. Just don't come. I was like, word? Bet. So I ain't show.
Yeah. But I will say this, though, and now that I'm thinking back, Kev, I do remember some teachers being like, they were bad. I did know teachers that I had that was like, oh, you're terrible at this.
Yeah, I didn't give teachers a hard time. Yeah. But, when he said don't come, I felt like that was an opportunity. Like, oh.
When my Spanish teacher gave us names in the very beginning, like she translated our American names, and she told me my name was Arnaldo, and my name is Aaron, and in Spanish it would probably be like Aaron with a apostrophe, like Aran. It would really be my Spanish name. Now I'm thinking, how much Spanish did this woman know? Like my name is not that different. So yeah.
I did mess up my Spanish teacher. I couldn't learn Spanish for anything. So I just acted a fool repeatedly over and over again. So basically we had a detente. You don't ask me no questions, I'm not going to disrupt your class. So yeah, we worked it out.
Yeah. But now I'm thinking about it. She was bad. she was on.
But anyhow, but we talk about good kids. We're not talking about me.
Yeah,
we're not talking about my youth. Yeah, but so overall, I just hope parents work with your kids, help. I hope you're raising your kids to be able to make smart, independent choices, and you be there to support them, not
No
necessarily make
doubt.
the choices for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Last question. Do you think, I don't know if this is a fair question, but do you think money is playing a part in this
It appears to be.
from the family's point of view?
Yeah, probably. It appears to be. You know what I mean? And it could be good reason.
Okay. All right.
You
Because
know, we're not watching anybody's pocketbook. They might be like, yo, I done
Or
traveled
maybe
you.
maybe it could be SEC allegiance versus the Big Ten. Who knows?
Yeah.
yeah, I hope it's that. I hope it's that.
I hope it's that too versus money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you start taking over his social media and things, it
Now
seems
that does seem a little crazy.
it
And
seems
you went down to Tennessee by yourself without
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, that's shady. But it's like understanding that
She was negotiating the package. She's probably like, yo, I negotiated this great package for you.
yeah. Who she thinks she is? She thinks she's Michael Jordan's mother?
Yeah. Yeah. And to give these parents grace and all
Yeah.
kids who are put in this situation. This is the first time you have been in this situation where it's such a high stakes game, all of this money. It's easy to not make the right decision. And
Yeah, without
No
a doubt.
doubt.
thousands of parents have done it before.
If
Yo,
my child
I
was a
mean-
source of revenue as opposed to an expense, it'd be different.
Listen, my youngest is 26. If he was a source of revenue versus an expense. Please. I'd go down to Tennessee and broker a deal on his behalf and sign it too. Matter of fact, screw
much
it.
you
I'm team mom.
How much you gonna pay for my son? Oh yeah, you
Be
can
like,
have him.
how much you get? Yes, he's going. Be like,
Shout out to Minister Chuck Webb in the building.
Oh man.
We see you, brother.
Oh, what's going on?
yeah, we know Webb would be signing all of his children.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, you getting a gospel scholarship? You going?
Hilarious.
We're
Like,
gonna
yeah.
sign Chucky to NIL tomorrow.
Yep,
And,
exactly.
and it's only a Louisiana school.
Exactly.
You got Tulane, you got LSU.
Hey, Tulane's in the CFP this year, baby.
Mm.
Shout out to the Green Wave representing that 504.
Yes,
So-
yes.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out to Brother Webb.
Yes,
Shout out
what's-
to the brother.
What's
So-
giving us life, man?
So now it's
Yeah.
time for the Robinson Report.
Whew.
Those things that are giving us life or making you mad. Now,
Yeah.
I've been too happy for the past couple ones, good times. So
Bring it.
Back to the anger.
Take it back.
I'm back to my anger. Something I
You
saw.
back to your norm?
I'm back to the norm. They always fall back to the norm.
Yeah.
Everybody
That's
becomes
hilarious.
average. All right. So in Mississippi, right? We know we always talking about healthcare, all this positive healthcare, down south, the red states, yada yada. Right? So Mississippi has an infant mortality crisis. There's an article in NPR from earlier, sometime in early fall, September or so, where they say in Mississippi, nearly 10 babies died for every 1,000 births. For Black babies, it's even higher, 15.2 for every $1,000. So now in August, they finally said, you know what? We think we need to declare a health emergency, a public health emergency in Mississippi because of the infant mortality rate. Nationally, the rate is 5.6. So it's double. It's double in Mississippi. It's triple for Black people. Basically, for the entire country, at 5.6, we lose about 20,000 deaths for every year for infant mortality. 20,000
Wow.
deaths. They said that's the equivalent of like a plane crashing once a week and losing everybody on board. Think
Wow.
about how crazy that is. Infant mortality, we've got like the highest rate for an industrialized nation. These are things that we
Wow.
can, healthcare, medication, there's so many things that we could do to help support our people in need. And it's America. That's why I'm mad.
That's a good reason. That's the best reason to be mad he's ever had in
I know. I was about to
Ready
say,
for it,
and we're supposed to come after that with
whatever.
something that brought me life. While he just, yeah, we should have had him go last.
Yeah, man.
We're slipping.
For now
We're
on,
slipping.
For now, when I'm mad, I go last.
yeah, you go last for your anger.
Just like, because normally it's like I'm angry at the NFL and we could chime in.
Yeah.
This is protest worthy. Like this right here is like we need to make a sign and ride down
Yeah,
there.
man.
So,
Like move on from Target and get to infant mortality, man.
right? Yeah, like definitely support that without a doubt. What you got, A?
All right, so I kind of slipped up earlier because I was really excited in our conversation with music, but my Robinson report what's giving me life is Eric Sermon's dynamic duos.
Okay.
And I kind of touched on it. And I really am. I'm just happy when I can see. I always worry about musicians when you do this all your life and then you hit that rough spot. I've always in my heart felt for them because, some of them end up, the smaller artists end up working in whatever.
Target. Let me say.
Yeah. And then people clown them so they can't even, like, I can't make money in music, but if I do something regular, people insult me. I just never liked that situation. Luckily, Eric isn't in those dire circumstances, but he always finds a way to make it back. And he just put a really quality project together where he took duos of artists that he loved and made songs with them.
The concept is dope. I haven't gotten through the entire album yet.
Yeah.
But the concept of that and it being him, like that's just so ill. And then I even take it back to him being known as the E double and double B. Like it's just, I thought it was brilliantly, like concept wise was really great.
Yeah. So I'm just, it's a very good project with very good songs on it. But the thing that brings me joy more than even listening to it is that he's doing it. He's happy. He's out there doing interviews. And
where's he from?
Central Islip, Brentwood. We can kind of argue about that. He'll say Brentwood. It's okay.
I meant the broader
Island.
That's what I meant. The broader locale.
Yeah.
Hey, Kev, A was going down to the streets. Like he went to this school, but that's out of zone. Yeah. So he really lived right here.
It's like right place with the wrong block.
Yeah, A was pulling up too many receipts. I just was looking for a Strong Island reference. Yeah. So that's what's
Brentwood. All right, let me clear that up. He's from Brentwood. I don't want no problem from nobody from Brentwood. Anyway, yep. What you got, Tim?
All right. So for me, since we were having a conversation and Reggie Jacks was in his full historian bag during this show, there is a book called First Class: The Legacy of Dunbar, America's First Black Public High School, which is the same Dunbar High School in Washington, D.C. That started in 1870 with 4 students in a church basement. And this high school of just blacks was outperforming white high schools. And to the point where their teachers were PhDs and other degreed scholars from Ivy League schools because they had no other place to go. So they ended up coming back and teaching at Dunbar. And it was written by Allison Stewart. And the foreword is by Melissa Harris Perry. So it's just an amazing, amazing story, which just adds to, in a lot of ways, how we were doing better before Brown versus the Board of Ed. And so now when people want to talk about school reform, in some instances, the playbook was already written. People just took out the pages. So yeah.
Wow, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Yeah, that I did hear them talk about that book before. I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot. I never grabbed it. I definitely want to check that out. One of the things about Dunbar when I was in high school, I forgot. There was some national track meet I was at. I can't remember, Eastern States Nationals or something. I don't know, some place we were running, and the Dunbar band came there and performed. Now I'm in high school, my white high school. I see this black band. They're out there. They're performing. It was one of the things I knew. DC was this black city. My sister turned me on to Howard University. I'm like, my picture of Howard, what my experience in Howard and Washington D.C. was, I thought it would look one way. When we got there, it looked another way. But
Yeah.
But Dunbar definitely helped add to what I was expecting when I got to Howard.
Yeah. Well, remember we came to DC with crack.
Yeah.
But also the valleys and the bunch of grass that most universities have. That's not the Howard experience.
Yo, put like this.
You in the city, baby.
Put like this. Our brochures was photoshopped 40 years ago, because I'm still looking for the Howard shot from the brochure in high school.
School of Business, for the School of
Yes,
Business?
for the School of Business shot, where they block out all the filth of Georgia Avenue, and it really makes you feel you are stepping on a well-manicured lawn. So
Well, they do well. They do well on their property, but
no. I mean, their property. See, spoken as a long-term homeowner, Aaron is like, my house.
I cut my grass. I don't know what they do.
I'm about to say, that's when you tell your landscaper, hey, that's right there. Nothing past the tree, B, because I'm not paying for anything past the tree.
Yeah, you could blow the leaves that way.
Exactly. Be like, yo, I don't even like my neighbor like that. Be like, but sir, he's 90. Hey, who cares? But yo,
he always takes my mail.
Yeah, but yo, man.
And another one.
We gonna get one more, if not two more in. We definitely gonna get one more in before the year end.
Yeah.
But we thank y'all for rocking with us. Once again, this is Tim. My mic sounds nice. Until next time, peace.
This is Kev, aka Reggie Jacks from the Bronx. My mic sounds nice. Peace.
This is A. My mic sounds nice. Thank you, Webb. We always appreciate the support. Appreciate the things you've told us on how you help support us. And we out.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. We got to learn how to promote ourselves.
Yeah,
there you go.
do. All right, y'all.
All right.
Be well.
Peace.
Peace.